I used to think my dad didn't love me. Actually, I was sure of it. He wasn't cruel. He never hit me. He never yelled. He was just silent. At my birthdays, he'd sit quietly in the corner, arms crossed. At school events, he showed up, but never clapped. When I won awards, when I was heartbroken when I graduated, he was there physically, but emotionally, he was a wall. A blank, stone-cold wall. I grew up angry. I'd see other dads cheering, hugging, saying, "I'm proud of you." Mine would just nod, maybe give a half smile. Maybe give a half smile. Maybe. It got worse after Mom died. She used to bridge the gap between us, fill the space with warmth. Without her, it was just silence. Two strangers living under the same roof. When I moved out for college, he didn't say goodbye. No hug. No, "I'll miss you." Not even a text. I carried that hurt with me for years. On my wedding day, he sat in the back row alone, while my wife's father gave a toast that made everyone cry. Dad just slipped out before dessert. Eventually, I stopped reaching out. I convinced myself he didn't care, so I wouldn't have to care either. I didn't call. He didn't call. He didn't call. He didn't call. We drifted. Then, 2 months ago, he passed away. Heart failure, no warning, no time for goodbyes. Just a voicemail from his neighbor. I didn't cry. That sounds heartless, I know. But I didn't have tears left for him. I had mourned our relationship years before he died. I went back to the old house alone to sort through his things. Same creaky floors. Same faded photos of us smiling awkwardly, like strangers posing for a fake life. I packed his clothes into boxes. Tossed out expired food. Found an old photo album mostly untouched. Then old photo album mostly untouched. Then in the back of his closet, I noticed a worn-out shoebox. Taped shut. Covered in dust. I opened it expecting old bills or receipts. But inside it were letters. Dozens of them. All addressed to me. The first one was dated the day I was born. "My son, my boy," he addressed to me then. The first one was dated the day I was born. "My son, my boy, you're here. I can't believe it. You wrapped your tiny hand around my thumb. I didn't want to let go. I stopped breathing." The next one was from my 5th birthday. "You got your first bike today. I watched from the porch as you rode it straight into the neighbor's bush. I wanted to run to you, but your mom beat me to it. You laughed so hard. I wanted to laugh with you. I wanted to say how proud I was, but the words wouldn't come. Every letter was like that. One for each letter was like that. One for each birthday. One for the day I graduated elementary school. One after my first heartbreak. Even one on the day Mom died. She was the light in our home. I don't know how to comfort you. I don't know how to say the right things. I wish I could just tell you that I'm hurting too. But I know I'll just make it worse. So I'll write it here, where I won't mess it up." Letter after letter. He wrote everything he never said. He saw me. He loved me. He just couldn't say it. One letter stood out. It was marked with a red paper clip, thicker than the others. Inside was this: "I know you think I don't care. I've seen the disappointment in your eyes since you were little. I wanted to tell you the truth so many times, but I was ashamed. I have a speech disorder. I've had it since I was a boy. It's not obvious unless I get nervous. Then my words twist, my tongue stumbles. And the more I care about what I want to say, the worse it gets. I didn't want to embarrass you, or myself. I didn't want you to be the kid with the weird dad who couldn't talk right. So instead, I stayed quiet. I thought being there was enough. But I know now it wasn't. I was afraid of failing you with my voice. But I failed you worse with my silence. I'm sorry, son. I love you. I always have." That was the moment I broke. I sat on the floor of that closet and cried for the first time in years. Not because he was gone, but because I had never known him at all. He wasn't cold. He wasn't cruel. He was afraid. Afraid that his broken words would hurt more than his silence. And maybe he was wrong. Maybe I would have understood. But now I'll never get the chance to tell him that. I took the letters home. I read one every night. Some made me laugh. Like the one where he tried to give me advice on dating and clearly had no clue. Others made me weep. Like the letter from my high school graduation, where he wrote, "You look so grown up in your cap and gown." I wanted to stand up and yell, "That's my son." But the words locked up. I just nodded and smiled. I hoped that was enough. It wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. But it was something. And now it's everything. I've started writing letters to my own son. He's only 2, but someday I'll give them to him. Not because I'm afraid to speak, but because I've learned how much power a written word can hold. How sometimes love doesn't sound like "I'm proud of you." Sometimes love doesn't sound like "I'm proud of you." Sometimes it's a letter hidden in a shoebox, waiting, hoping to be found. Not every quiet person lacks love. Some are just trapped by their own silence.